Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Dustin Fox, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell, plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
Welcome to the latest edition of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, along with G. Bush and Tyvis Powell. I'm Adam the Bull. We got Mike, we got Anthony, and we got Steve on the other side of the glass. This is the first, well, yesterday was the first time in like 3 weeks that everybody's been here. Earl upstairs, I assume?
He is.
Haven't seen him today, but
yeah.
So a lot to get to. Good to have everybody back in the fold. How you guys doing? What's going on?
We in the streets.
What?
We out here.
Tyvis, you in the streets too?
No, I'm not.
Tyvis is out of the
I
streets.
am on the porch.
I'm
on the porch.
Jason will be here tomorrow. We'll get his perspective. But it's an interesting weekend for me. I almost got into a fight
What?
with another parent at a swim meet.
Come on, man.
At a swim meet?
Yeah, I'm exaggerating. But
Was it worth it?
no, it was no fight. I'm kidding. But the guy was real. This guy was. So we're at the swim meet. It's the they call it the championship. So it was what's up, Earl? It was Rocky River, Avon Lake, Lakewood, Gates Mill, or
You was beefing with Jason people.
Bay Village. What about it? So no, I don't know what.
It was the gated community tournament.
Gated community tournament.
Clearly.
So I'm sitting there in the first row, but I was only going to sit there for a while because I had volunteered to help, and like an hour into the meet, I had to go to this other area to help. Anyway, I'm sitting there, and Aaron's first event comes up, so I get up to be a little closer and look at it, and I'm like cheering him on. And when the event's over, I go back to where I was sitting, and some guy is sitting in my seat.
Okay.
And it's like, it's like just like a, those brown pull-out benches in any gym.
Yeah.
Okay, they pull. Okay.
It was at the Westlake Rec Center, and they were great hosts, and thank you to Westlake Rec Center. So I go back to sit, and the guy's sitting there, and I'm like, hey, I was sitting there. And my stuff was still there. Like my son's
This is wild.
My son's stuff and his friend's stuff was right there. I had even left my keys in my wallet, right there.
You did leave your keys?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just got up. I was up for 3 minutes maybe.
Okay.
And the guy immediately gets up and then he goes, well, you weren't sitting here, but okay.
Yeah. And that bothered you?
Yes, what a dick thing to say. What do you mean you weren't sitting here?
It was a joke.
No. He was being obnoxious about it.
I mean,
what you gotta say that for? What you think?
my perch is here. Like you see my keys.
My stuff is here.
You know what's funny?
What, I just made it up that I was sitting here?
You know what's funny? I was
Yeah.
sitting there and I was thinking the other day
Yeah.
about the things that, like, what gets Tyvis upset? Like,
Right.
What is it that really bothers Tyvis?
Yeah, you don't get that worked up. that
Exactly.
often. Yeah.
But it's always, it's funny because
Yeah.
I think this is a universal men
Yeah.
thing. It's the slick comments that
I don't
people
like
make,
that.
especially when it's under their breath.
Right.
It really bothers me.
Yeah. It was like as he's walking away, he makes this comment.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's wild
Yeah.
too. There is some like undercut. Like I don't know why. Like I don't have very much anger. But if you try to say that I did something, and I know I didn't do that,
I know.
I go ballistic, bro. Like I want to fight you, bro, because like I don't gotta lie to you, bro, because I'm obviously bigger than you anyway. If I wouldn't really just wanted to do it and just be that,
Yeah,
dude,
just throw you
I
out.
would do that.
Yeah. No, you got to calm down. Football season.
Yeah,
That's that anger that I've been talking about. It's in there.
you gonna accuse like
I don't like that.
One of my best friends, one of my good friends, like one time we was hanging out. And he was breaking down mentally. I don't know, him and his girl was going through some stuff. And he was just like, imagine that like everybody was trying to get at his girl. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying to help him through. He said, man, sometimes, man, she be coming up and talking to you, man. I'd be like, man, I said, bro, listen, man, come on, man. Listen, I didn't know y'all two for years, bro. He said, man, G. Bush, man, I hope you're not one of them dudes. I almost fought him right there.
Right.
Do you think you would try to
I said,
mess
bro,
with his girl?
I said, bro, why would you even? I took it so offensive. I'm like, bro, That's wild. I wanted to be like, if I wanted you, never mind saying.
So my weekend starts off with it, and it wasn't really that big a deal, but it was anyway. So then that night, so that was Saturday, right? Saturday night, Aaron says to me, he's like, Dad, I got something on my head. What the hell is this, right?
Oh, this is wild.
So I go and look at his head, and I'm like, I don't know what the F that is. And it's like, it's late Saturday night.
I need more description.
It's like 9 p.m. Well, I'll tell you.
What it look like?
It was like a big lump, but it looked, I wasn't
Like
sure.
he had a knot on his head?
I don't know what the hell I thought it was at first. So I call my wife and I tell her about it.
You always call your wife?
My wife was away. No, but here's the thing.
Hey, you need to come down here a little bit.
No. Here's the problem. My wife wasn't home. She was away for the weekend with her girlfriend.
Oh, you FaceTimed her then.
So I called her, and then she's like, let me FaceTime you.
Yeah.
So we look at it. She's like, I think that could be a tick. And I was like,
A tick?
a tick, yeah.
Like
which are normally really tiny.
Yeah.
But apparently, if they're on there for a long enough time, they get bigger and bigger. Really
Yeah,
gross.
because they take on blood.
Yeah, you're right. So I'm like, I don't know. Is that a tick? I said, I'm clueless. She's like, call Dr. Snyder. That's our doctor, right?
Okay.
And we're friends with her. So I text her, and I send her a picture of what it looks like.
Yeah.
And my doctor, who is the greatest doctor in the world, Dr. Jennifer Snyder, she works in Lakewood, she calls me, she FaceTimed me on vacation. She was on vacation in Seattle, and she FaceTimes me, and she says, I'm 99% sure that's a tick. She's like, here's what you're going to do. Go right now, watch a YouTube video on how to remove a tick. Because what else are we going to do? It's Saturday night.
Yeah.
There's no doctor's office open.
This man, Bull, got rubber gloves on the anesthetic.
So what did you have to do?
So I watched the YouTube video, and I'm like, I don't know that I can do this. Because Aaron's all like, now he's like freaking out a little bit, blah, blah, blah.
I would
So
too.
we get some tweezers, right? We clean the area, we clean the tweezers. He's laying down on the edge of my bed on his side so I can pull it off.
And your
right?
wife is still not there.
No,
She
she's
out of
away
town.
for the weekend.
Oh, she was going for the week. I
She
didn't
out
know
of
that.
town.
Yeah,
Okay.
she was out of
Go
town.
ahead. Go ahead.
She was out of town. And but we FaceTime while this is going on. My wife and her best friend or one of her best friends, are watching what's going on FaceTime as I'm trying to pull this out. Now I'm nervous as hell because this is a job that my wife would do.
Yeah.
This is not for me.
Yeah. Same. But
And
go
so-
ahead.
So
This is an episode of House.
I grabbed the thing as close to the head as possible. That's what I was told. That's what it said to do.
The
right?
tick. You had to grab the tick
right?
close to the head.
But it had gotten big. It was like the size of like a fat quarter, kind of. Maybe not quarter, but like maybe a fat nickel, like a nickel that was a full circle, like
I
a ball.
got you.
And so I try to pull it. My son starts screaming because it hurts. And so he's like, Dad, and I'm like, what the,
No anesthetic.
My wife kept it together because I'm sure she wanted to laugh her ass off probably with this whole thing going on. So I stopped.
I have to look at this. I have to see
you
it.
gotta
I
see
have
what
to
it look
visualize
like.
it.
I'll show you. I'm not going to put it on air, but I'll show you what the picture looked like.
Did your son give you consent?
No, I don't know. You know what? I don't want to put the picture
So
on it.
eventually, how did you get
This is what it looks like.
it? looked like
You got to get him checked, Bull. I mean, still, you got to get him checked.
So wait a second. So I don't pull it off.
You didn't pull it off.
I did not pull it off. So I made an appointment 8 a.m. Sunday morning to go to urgent care. Because I was like, there'll be somebody there that knows what the hell they're doing, right?
Yeah.
So we go to urgent care in Lakewood, 8 a.m. Sunday morning. There was a physician's assistant there. I forgot his name. Anyway, he did a nice job. And he pulls it right off. It didn't really hurt much. It hurt Aaron a little bit. It's a good thing I didn't pull it off because he had to kind of dig in there to get there was still a piece of the thing in there. It's so gross. He pulls it off. Aaron's totally fine. They patch it up. He gets an antibiotic to prevent Lyme disease. we went to the doctor the next day to take a look at it. He had to take his first blood test yesterday. He handled that like a champ.
That's
because they got to test to make sure there's no Lyme antibodies.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then yesterday, my favorite baseball player of all time dies.
Yeah.
Ryan Sandberg.
Yeah, that's crazy.
R.I.P.
So it was a crazy weekend for me.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah,
I told
that's
enough
wild.
stories,
Did you end
but
up watching Happy Gilmore too?
I watched Happy Gilmore
Save
too.
it for the end.
I will save it for the
Save
end.
it for the end. Because
Save
we
it.
got legitimate news we have to get to.
I also
today.
watched another movie called The Old Guard, which we'll get to
Some
later.
days we could put it off.
Yeah,
but
sorry.
we
I've
do
already
gotta-
wasted enough time here. We got to get
That
to
was a great one.
Yeah.
We got to get to Emmanuel Clase.
We do, and we're going to get to that right now. This segment is brought to you by Epicor. Every team knows the value of hard work, of taking pride in what you build, in practicing every detail to get the best results, but no one player, no matter how amazing, can do it all alone. Working together makes getting the win easier, and at Epicor, the all-stars are the hardworking manufacturers and distributors who create and deliver the things we all need, from aerospace to electrical to medical devices, from small businesses with big dreams to growing enterprises with global vision. We'll equip you with the right tools to move forward, think ahead, and lead the way, because as the clock ticks down, you need to make the most out of every hardworking minute. Easier doesn't cut corners. Easier finds the lane. Discover your success at easierwithepicor.com.
So the news of Emmanuel Clase broke. You guys were on the air yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was the very end of the show, yes.
Very end of the show. So here's the latest that we have. If you want even more detail, go back and watch the Ultimate Guardian show that Zach and I did this morning. We did 55 minutes from 8 to 8:55. So here's the latest of what we know. Emmanuel Clase has been suspended through at least August 31st with pay. They are investigating him for some sort of gambling infraction. There's been a lot of speculation now. People are posting pitches that look a little fishy. He's obviously the second player on the Guardians to get suspended after Luis Ortiz. They're the only players, I believe, this year that have been suspended by Major League Baseball. Last year, I want to say there were 4 or 5 players suspended. Nobody on the Guardians. Nobody that the average fan would heard of. They're all kind of obscure, borderline Major League players. And one was suspended permanently. But none of those guys from last year were accused of what we believe the Guardians players are accused of, which is essentially tanking pitches, right? And so the Guardians put out a letter yesterday, and said, "This is the deal. We're not going into details on it. This is the last player that's going to get suspended. That's it." Now Henry Hector Gomez, I believe. Is that his name, Hector Gomez?
Yeah, Hector Gomez.
Hector Gomez had a report later saying there are more Guardians players getting investigated. Now, the Guardians were told by Major League Baseball, right here, other Guardians are being investigated. According to the source, the name of the pitchers involved would be revealed in the coming days. Now, Hector Gomez is certainly a respected reporter. He's gotten a lot correct. I think he's probably been misled or made a mistake here, because Major League Baseball told the Guardians. I mean, I'm about to rip the Guardians for a million things, but why would they specifically say nobody else is going to be suspended unless they knew that from Major League Baseball? That doesn't make any sense. Go ahead.
I want to just add one more thing before you go off, because I listened to the Ultimate Guardian show this morning. I highly recommend anyone who did not go back and listen was well worth it. But shout out to, this is on Twitter, which has become less and less
reliable,
what it used to be, and more and more, AI farce stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does provide some really good context. And StatCast and Pitching Ninja went through and looked at every first pitch that Emmanuel Clase threw in an inning this season. And just a couple numbers I want to show you guys, which doesn't convict anyone, but it just adds a little context to the discussion we're about to have. So this season, there have been 22 pitches Emmanuel Clase has thrown with nobody on base and a 0-0 count. So 22 times, no outs, a 0-0 count.
That's weird.
11 of those 22 pitches were deemed uncompetitive, meaning nowhere near the strike zone.
Right.
Nothing that was even in a StatCast when you see the strike zone, it would have been out. Fangraphs tracks waste pitches, which all pitchers have waste pitches. You're up 0-2, you want to get him to chase, you throw one deliberately way out of the zone.
But he doesn't throw a lot of those.
All other pitches that aren't first pitch of the at-bats, he has a 5.2% waste pitch percentage, which is one of the lowest in all of baseball. Starter, closer, reliever, one of the lowest. However, his first pitch waste percentage is more than triple every other pitch at 17.5%.
Right, which makes no sense.
And that is the thing I wanted to point out.
Yeah.
If you had an 0-2 count waste pitch percentage of 17.5%.
Well, waste, I think how they're analyzing waste is not necessarily did it on purpose.
No. Not
it's
on
just
purpose.
a pitch that missed the right, yeah.
What wasted is you're trying to get a guy to chase.
Right, but you're right, yes, sure.
Yeah, I don't mean like he spiked it 30 feet in
sometimes
front.
you throw an uncompetitive pitch by accident. You just throw a bad pitch, you know. But he almost never does that.
And it makes no sense if you're looking at when you would throw whatever the word is, a waste pitch. Proverbial.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be on an 0-0
Ever.
count.
Never.
You wouldn't waste a pitch on an 0-0 count. So that
Not on
number being
purpose.
significantly higher than all other pitches
And
raised a little bit of red
Yeah.
flag.
So
and the fact that you can only bet on his first pitch.
right.
When that pitcher comes out for that inning, the first pitch is going to be a ball strike.
All right.
So like when you can't bet on like I don't think you could bet on like second and third pitch. Literally just the first.
And you would know you and Dustin know all the listen.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Parlay Tyvis like you can't
I'm gonna be a bean. I done got that right a couple of times where I was like, you know, he gonna probably throw a ball and put something down and got the ball like that. It is that.
Before I let you get into the game, before you get into that, it is crazy work that somebody is literally betting on this stuff.
That's insane.
I agree.
It's insane.
I agree.
There's actually action on.
I know, it's not on anything.
It's like, is the sun coming up tomorrow? I don't think so.
The part I don't understand is who is the person that keeps getting flagged? What are they putting down on this bet that keeps getting it flagged?
Well, and the thing is,
like, I'm saying though, even let's say I'm not saying they're guilty or not, but let's say that they, in this case, they did tell their friend, I'm gonna throw a ball.
Yeah.
What is the dude going out there and putting $20,000
Well,
on
first
it?
of
Like,
all,
what the heck is he doing?
I don't know the exact numbers, but you can't, when it comes to bets like that, or like some of the Super Bowl stuff,
Prop
like
bets.
the Gatorade, things like that.
Low limits.
You can't bet that much on those things. So nobody can be making any kind. Imagine these guys have thrown away their career for maybe a couple $100 or $1,000. It's just unbelievable to me. But before I go on, go ahead. Why don't you guys get your thoughts out? Because I'll probably ramble for a while.
Well, yeah. Listen, to me, I just the first thing that I thought about this was when I heard it yesterday. I mean, I spazzed out there and I said, "This is crazy." But you have to look at this as a bigger picture because this is not only Ortiz who you've traded and moved pieces to get. He's done. Then your only trade chip. The only one you have.
Maybe Quan, if they're going to trade him.
Besides him, that's off the table.
Off the table.
It's completely out of here. Now you're like, okay, well, we waiting for Bieber to come back. Why would you even, the Bieber thing don't even matter. And so when I'm looking at it in a vacuum, I always have to ask myself, and I say this, what if this happened to the Browns? Because, hey, listen, it does happen to the Browns in their own right. And
this is Browns level dysfunction right here.
It's this high level, at the highest level. Then you put on top of it the fact that the ownership group refuses to do anything to infuse the team, and it seems like the manager's hands is tied. Then you start questioning, man, what did Tito know? Like, Tito was like, all right, go. This ain't all this cracked up to be. Like, this is not what I'm looking to sign up to do. And for once, out of everything that hits me is, I'm like, wow, this actually happened to the Guardians. Like, this is actually for the first time I'm even looking at them in any light of negativity where it's like, dang, what are y'all doing? That never happens. And that hit me on the way, and I wasn't even really worrying about the times. I was just looking at it like, dang, it's the Guardians did this.
You know what's crazy is out of all the three teams in town, they would be the least one that I would think this would happen
at all.
Like I would, yeah. So that is kind of shocking. I never even sat there and thought about it like that. But I mean, when I seen it, I was just like, it's sad. Like this is, for me, being a former athlete, when they said that if you get caught gambling you will be banned. That was enough for me to be like,
That's
why
it.
would I ever jeopardize my money like
right.
that? So
Cool.
when I see people doing this, I really have no sympathy. Like, what is going on? Like, it's not like you making kibbles and bits.
And here's the thing, Tyvis. The guys now, as long as you're not at the facility, you can bet on other sports.
Yeah, they even lenient with
They
it.
can go to their house, bet on tennis,
Yeah.
bet on basketball,
Yeah.
bet
Football.
on hockey, football, soccer, whatever. It's not like if you have a gambling fix or problem, you don't have other avenues.
I just think that in these cases, like, I don't know if they trying to be good friends or if they got caught up in some
Is
stuff.
they getting extorted?
Yeah, because
That's where my mind goes.
There's no way that I'm about to put my life on the line for you. Even if you my boy, like, you need some bread, I'll throw you a couple thousand. Like, I got you, bro. Like, but like, for them to go out there and do this, like, to me, it's like they done got roped up into something that they ain't supposed to be in.
Can I just throw because I was like, let me see where I could give them plausible deniability. You got friends, you got people who don't live where you live. They live in another country, in the Dominican Republic. Listen, there's places where, if you hear you owe people money for gambling, they gonna say, well, listen, I know a person that you know. So what we need is some information for you, dog. Like we need a little something, and then at that point, it's like, okay, well, you owe so much money that it's like, okay, well, I got to figure something out. And by the way, it's just not baseball. I mean, this is basketball, dudes. This is now being a thing where it's just not, well, baseball.
Yeah, we saw the basketball. And it's good. Listen, we got independent operations checking these things. And they've been on top of it so far as we know. And hopefully it'll be a lesson to other players not to do this.
Now go get them. Go get them.
I always remember when I was at Ohio State, we had this dude who was a former mob guy. And he was talking about how
He came to y'all's camp too?
yeah.
Oh,
He talked to the whole university,
Right,
like all the student athletes.
This dude be making
And
around.
he was
came to our
basically he was saying like, yeah, man, back when I was in the mob and all those things, like it was times we got with athletes and said, you owe this type of money, all right, this is what you gonna do. You play wide receiver or you play running back, when they give you that ball, you putting it on the ground. Or when they throw you that ball, you're going to drop that first pass. Like, it's those type of things. So when I see that, like these type of things happening now, it makes me be like, they get into it with them people.
Before we unleash you, Bull, and everything,
Yeah.
I showed you guys the stats a second ago. We put together and we found, and shout out to Twitter once again for diving through all 22 of these pitches.
found his.
And there's just video evidence
He throwing them on the ground.
that you could look at and say, maybe this was one of the pitches they're investigating, maybe not. I'm going to play the video montage. It's about a minute long, and you guys can react to some of the pitches that are part of these 22 with empty bases and 0-0 count, and some are more competitive than others. So the floor is yours, Bull, but I just wanted to show some of the videos of the pitches that people believe could be some of the ones that are being investigated by Major League Baseball.
So first of all, on the player, there's zero excuse. No excuse. There's no acceptable excuse. If the league finds Luis Ortiz and Emmanuel Clase purposely threw balls to help themselves or someone else make money, they should be and will be banned for life. And absolutely that is correct. I don't want to hear excuses. Now, I keep hearing as part of this same lame freaking narrative. I heard my friend Andy Baskin say it today. Yet another person, I've heard this from a bunch of nitwits on Sports Talk Radio.
Hey, I work with him next week. Next Friday.
I'm not calling Andy a nitwit, but
Easy.
he made a nitwit comment today. And I keep hearing people say, well, baseball and all these sports, they're in bed with gambling companies. So what do you expect?
Yeah, no.
That's ridiculous.
That's
That's a false equivalency.
Yeah.
They say the same thing about Pete. Well, baseball has gambling's legal now. Pete Rose is okay. Pete Rose bet on the game. Pete Rose cheated. If Clase and Ortiz did this, they cheated. They can gamble all they want outside of the facility and any other sport besides baseball. There's no. I would love to say anything to pile on the owners. I basically hate the owners. I think they're rich, greedy people. But they can make. They're making a ton of money on gambling ads. I've got zero problem with that. In fact, it's with gambling being legal, it's better because now it's less likely to be done through a bookie and the mob and stuff like that, because you could do all this stuff online. It's much easier to gamble. So there is no excuse. As someone who has a gambling problem, and that's why I don't gamble anymore, I would have sympathy for Clase and Ortiz if they have a gambling problem. I have sympathy for that. But I have no sympathy for them doing what they did, cheating the game, if in fact they did. There's no excuse. There's plenty of other things that they can bet on. There is zero excuse. That's number one. Number two, this is an indictment, in my opinion, of the entire Cleveland Guardians organization. For 14 years, it's almost 14 years I've been living here, I have never once called for anybody in the Guardians front office to be fired. Never once. I've done it 1,000 times with the Browns and the Cavs. Not once for the Guardians. Not once since Manny Acta 13 years ago have I said that the Guardians should fire their manager. Right now, I believe every single person in the Guardians front office needs to be fired. I want Dolan to sell. It's time for him to get out, first of all. They're all to blame. I think what has happened, and Zach and I talked about this morning, it's been so hard over the years when things don't go right for the Guardians to pinpoint who to blame. Is it the owner? Is it the front office? Is it the manager? Is it the players? It no longer matters. It's now everybody, okay? So everybody's going to feel my wrath here. First of all, I can't control the situation. I can't control any of these situations. But the owner's a disgrace. Why have we not heard from the owner? He's had 2 of his players in the last 6 weeks suspended for gambling involvement. They might have cheated. We haven't heard a single word from the owner. Anybody? Has anybody? Have I missed it? Nothing. There's no accountability. And that's the case in this organization, and it has been for years. They almost never hire anybody from without of the organization. They have not added a lead member of the front office that was somebody from out of the organization in decades. They had a chance to redo their hitting infrastructure. They again stayed within the organization, and it has continued to be a massive failure. And think about this. You have now had, in roughly the last 5-6 years, 2 absolutely major scandals involving the Guardians organization. This is the second with Ortiz and Clase, 2 players who were potentially cheating. But the first kind of got brushed under the rug because the news kind of broke around COVID, and there was obviously other important things. But remember, former Guardians pitching coach Mickey Callaway was suspended. He was fired by the Mets, even though it happened in Cleveland, for sexually inappropriate behavior. He's basically a pariah in baseball now. That scandal happened here. The Mets were kind of ripped for it because he was the manager of the Mets at the time. But all that happened here, okay? That's 2 massive scandals. And who was here? Dolan was here. Antonetti was here. Chernoff was here. This hurts me. I know Mike Chernoff. I don't know him personally that well. I know his dad. I worked for his dad. It gives me no pleasure to say that he should be fired at all. I feel really, there's part of me that feels bad saying it, but I got to do my job. And this whole organization right now is rotten to the core. It's going to be the 3rd time in 5 years they don't make the playoffs. The 2 years they did were surprisingly good seasons, and I give a level of credit to the front office for that. But at the end, they did nothing to follow up and improve teams that had surprisingly good seasons, and they won twice in unsustainable ways and did nothing to improve it. That's on the field. Off the field, 2 scandals. They're not getting a pass for this shit. I'm not having it. There's no more passes being handed to this Guardians organization. I want to see Dolan sell it. We've been hearing about David Blitzer for 6 freaking years. The owner hasn't spent shit on this team. Get David Blitzer in here. I want him to own the team. The entire front office has to be blown out. I said that already. I don't think Stephen Vogt really necessarily deserves to be fired, but you got no choice. If you blow out the whole front office, you blow him out too. They have to completely start over.
That's wild.
Completely start over. And they're not going to do any of it, guys.
No.
There is
not at all.
Zero accountability in this organization. Zero. You know, Zach brought up this point earlier today. He's right. With the Browns for years, it's kind of, to Jimmy's credit, it doesn't seem to be the case right now, but forever, the Browns you started a job with the Browns and it felt like you were on the hot seat the minute you started.
Yep.
And that's no good. But the Guardians are now just as bad in the opposite way. There is no accountability.
Zero.
Nobody goes to the principal office. Nobody is held to blame. Nobody's feet are ever held to the fire. They're okay just making the playoffs every other year.
Status quo.
They are happy with mediocrity, and that is unacceptable. They've gotten past the division round of the playoffs once in the last decade. That was last year, getting to the ALCS, where they got boat raced by the Yankees, and I know it was a great series, and they had a chance, but they blew it. I need a sip of water here for a second.
Yeah, and
happens when you-
simple water.
What happens when you're behind the Browns?
I asked the question. I said, listen, do you guys feel like you're compared to the other two teams in town? And they said, well, we don't feel like we should be compared to the other teams in towns. And I said, well, that's not realistic, because when you fighting for dollars, when somebody says, I want to go to a game, I want to buy a jersey, they got a limited pool of funds. It's either going to be for you, the Cavs, or the Browns. That's just the way entertainment works. And I'm glad you actually went that far, because to me, I've been saying this for a long time. We get to the point, it's almost like having children, and one of your children is the problem child, right? And you're like, man, he in trouble all the time, and you got to go pick him up out of jail. But then there's the other middle child who he just fly under the radar. And then, but sneakily, he been doing some stuff for 5, 10, 12 years, and you catch it, but you be like, but am I going to call you out today? Because I just found out about it now, but I knew about my older son for years. And you're like, no, this dude is running a Ponzi scheme. He about to go to jail. Right. The feds is on him. What are you talking about? He going to jail for disorderly conduct. He was in the street being drunk. The feds is coming. This is why I forgot about Mickey Callaway. I forgot completely about that.
Yeah. We all kind of blew it off because it's like, he's already gone. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know? And there's just a lot of stuff like that in this organization. And why would anybody feel the need to take a chance, take a risk, push the chip? The Guardians haven't pushed their chips in the table in a decade, right? Look at the last week. The Royals and Guardians are before this Clase suspension, we're basically in the same spot. Yep. Around 500, neither team playing particularly well until, the Guardians obviously played better until these last couple of days for, 2 weeks. They have the same record, within half a game. The Royals have made 2 trades to improve over the last week. Not big trades, but they're hitting like the Guardians has been bad. They added 2 hitters. Again, not great players. One of them, Randall Grichuk, is really good against lefties. They got him yesterday. He hit his first home run for them, right, in the second game there. Now, again, neither one of the guys they got, him and Adam Frazier, are like huge additions. But they're not, and at this point, it doesn't matter. Without Clase, forget it. On the field, they lose to the Rockies yesterday. Cade Smith blows his first opportunity. It's a disaster, and I don't think the Guardians should do any buying. They're not winning anything at this point. But the point is, the Royals are still giving it a shot. The Guardians haven't pushed their chips to the table since 2017. Okay? It's 8 years already. The front office gets paralyzed by their own fears, not of pressure from ownership, but their own fears of trading away a good prospect, because they did it a couple of times. So they sit on their hands. They had Daniel Espino. You could have gotten a player for him. He's now useless. You had George Valera. You could have gotten players for him. He's now useless. You have Chase DeLauder. Can't stay on the field. Travis Pizzana's been hurt and a disappointment in the minors so far. Rocchio's been a disaster. Arias has been a disaster. The list goes on and on. So both on the field and off the field, the Guardians, there's been the bad is now outweighing the good to me for the first time in over a decade, and that's why changes have to be made. But we know they won't.
Well, let me ask you this, Bull, and I'm going to do a read before I ask you this question. Our next topic, which is related to the Emmanuel Clase situation, brought to us by Game Time. If you ever decide at the last minute to head to the ballpark with some friends or family, maybe not a Guardians game or a Browns game, maybe it's another team around the league that's a little more interesting at the moment, And if you needed those tickets, then Game Time is the best way to get them. At the last minute, without the stress, with the money you save on tickets, you can buy extra concessions, even maybe invite a bigger group to come with you. With Game Time, anything is possible. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Once again, create an account, redeem code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. Bull, you mentioned that the Clase situation essentially takes the Guardians out of being buyers at the deadline.
They weren't going to be anyway.
They also can't trade Clase now because he's on the
correct.
non-disciplinary list. He is ineligible to be traded
That is
until he
correct.
comes
Not
off.
that anybody would want to trade for him
but
now
just
anyway.
saying
But
he is
it's not even
officially
possible. Yes.
ineligible. Shane Bieber, starting
Yes.
for Akron tonight.
Yeah.
The Clase situation is obviously ongoing, and we know what happened. We just talked about it for 25 minutes. Do you think that either, or let me ask this way, before the Clase news, what do you think the Guardians' deadline plans were, and now how has it changed? How has this Clase news changed what you think they may do in terms of buying other guys or even selling off guys like a Steven Quan, who maybe they preferred to keep long-term, but now
I think so I didn't think they were going to trade Steven Quan. I'm still not convinced they will, but I think there's a much better chance now that they will, because not only is this season definitively over, but they have to be thinking that Clase is never going to play again, and maybe Ortiz too. And I think not only, when I'm saying fire everybody, I think the whole organization needs a reset. And so they may get out in front of that by trading Quan. I would try to sign him this offseason. I think there's now a 40% chance they trade Quan, and I think I said there was like a 5% chance a couple of days ago. They will trade Bieber, 100%. He's going to get traded. They have nobody else to trade. Carlos Santana, maybe they trade him. They might have to just cut him. He's got almost no trade value. Lane Thomas is hurt, so they can't trade him. Paul Sewald's hurt, so they can't trade him. They're not going to trade Jose. They're not going to really trade. I just think their chances of trading Quan went up, and now I'm convinced 100% they will trade Bieber.
That's the sad part about it, because it's tough for people to keep supporting the team when you're sitting there talking about, like, all right, well, now it's almost like rewarding bad behavior. It's like, okay, so you got two players out indefinitely. You won't give Jose Ramirez any help, but you
I can't believe he took that discount now.
And
for this.
Now you telling me, your other all-star who don't do nothing, who's a good guy, who you're not going to pay him, so now you got to move him.
Yeah.
And what are you now? It sucks because Tyvis, it looks like people know that you are in the tight. Never. When you ask, when you know your chips is down and you need to go get a loan, that's when they give you that 35% interest rate.
Well, the interesting thing is, Jason said that they got a price and they not gonna move off their price.
That's why I'm only saying 40%.
So if that's the case, it ain't gonna be it ain't gonna be no movement at the deadline because everybody's gonna lowball them for sure.
I tell you, it's a dark time right now for the Guardians. This is as down as I've been on them in the entire time I've lived here, except for maybe when I first came here and Manny Acta was still the manager that first year. Next year does not look good, especially if Clase and Ortiz are done. Then after that, there's going to be a lockout in December of 26. They may miss an entire season. Now, I guess on the other side of that, if they do end up with a salary cap, in theory that might benefit the Guardians against some other teams.
They're not going to agree to that.
But, well, if there's no baseball for a year, they might agree to it eventually. I don't know.
Well, let me ask you the question.
Yeah.
Why is it a foregone conclusion that you're not moving Jose Ramirez? There is no reason why.
I guess it's not. I would just be surprised if they traded him.
But look, if you have Jose Ramirez, right? This is like the Myles Garrett move. I get it. I don't want to move Jose Ramirez, but if you talking about you got your closer and one of your top 3 pitchers in your rotation, you lose them for free. You're talking about Quan, like moving him and move. The pipeline that you got in your farm system has not produced an all-star in 15, 20 years. So if you Jose Ramirez, why would you keep him around and let him rot when that's your only way to reset?
Yeah, I mean, they could get a ton for Jose, but if they trade Jose and Quan, good luck getting anybody to come to the ballpark
That's a fact.
for at least the next year and a half.
Well, you won't next year, no, but
Yeah.
and then the year after that, it's a lockout. So
I mean, I don't know for sure, but probably.
Bryce Harper just told the
Yeah.
dude to get the F out of
I
here
know,
with
yeah.
that
That was
camp
good.
talk. So if that's the case, then it's not happening. They get locked
Yeah,
out.
I mean, it's ugly. There's not a lot of hope for the Guardians right now. It's bad. It's real bad. But if they want anybody going to the ballpark at all, they better keep Ramirez. But I guess there's probably a lot of fans that feel like, let's just trade him. Why make him stay here?
I mean, because
I don't even know if he wants to be traded. He's got a no trade clause.
because it feels like they're not even, because if they was trying to get people to come to the park and have people interested, this was the most I've ever seen Guardians fans be vocal on Twitter and be like, we're tired of it. Give us these young guys.
Yeah.
They have never, like, no contingency has ever been on these dudes in the front office. Like, yo, you got to tell us why this dude is not playing. You got that on the backdrop of it. It's like, okay, you're under 500. It's not like you have, at least if you got a nice shiny toy or a new guy that said, man, he's hitting the cover off the ball. Or he's hitting home runs. People will be like, okay, we got future plans.
No.
We don't.
DeLauder's hurt again. Bazana's in Double-A. He's not playing in the majors. Kafis has been great, but they obviously have shown no indication they're going to call him up. He's their only decent prospect that's healthy and playing well. Everybody else is either hurt or not playing
Explain that to me. Just
It
try
makes no
to.
sense, G. There's
Nick Kurtz was in the same draft as Bazana.
Yes.
He was the 4th pick.
I don't remember exactly.
That
his pick.
boy got some pressure on him, boy.
Yeah.
Whenever Bazana get up here, he better he better
Yeah.
Perform.
Woo!
Well, last Guardians question. We'll move on, talk a little Browns here. But Shane Bieber is making a rehab start today with the Akron Rubber Ducks. Bazana's leading off in that game. So
This will be
some
his
names.
last start as a member of the organization.
Well, that was the second
believe.
part of the question I wanted to ask. But the real part of the question I wanted to ask is, does his value, is it tied whatsoever to how he pitches today? We saw him last week
Yes.
in Lake County. If he pitches well tonight,
It's
for the
not even
Rubber
about
Ducks-
like the statistics. It's just, does he look healthy? As long as he looks healthy, if he gives up a home run, like if he gave up a 3-run homer because he just missed the pitch or something, that doesn't matter. It's just, does he go out there? Is he look crisp overall? Is he healthy? That's it. And someone will pay. You'll get a better price than I think people thought, because he could be a difference maker for another team in the playoffs. As a Cubs fan, I'd give up a lot for Bieber if he looked healthy. Now, you're not going to get a crazy amount because he's pretty much a free agent at the end of the year. He's got a player option, but he's not going to pick it up unless he's hurt. So he's pretty much a free agent after this year.
They gonna get rid of Bieber, man.
Yeah, he's
100% he gets traded. I'll be stunned.
Why would you?
I always wanted it to work out at the end.
No. By the way, when the for whatever it's worth, when the Guardians re-signed Bieber, I didn't like it. Everybody called me crazy, and now he's not going to pitch a single game for them, most likely.
Crazy.
Now he might. They'll
He
get
you
something.
something.
For him
Yeah,
in the
I
deal.
say at least you could get something.
Hopefully they'll turn him into at least one player that do something. But does anybody have any faith?
Not at all.
Right?
Not at all.
Somebody was saying, Zach was saying this morning that the Padres are dying to get Stephen Quan, and that they have a prospect who's like one of the best prospects in baseball that the Guardians would want. But the guy's 18 years old. Do you have any faith that the Guardians are going to turn that guy into the superstar? I have no faith.
Is Kyle Manzardo the best trade asset we've gotten in the last few trades?
Yeah. Kyle Manzardo's a good player. He's their third best player, and he doesn't play against lefties.
And he can't even get on the. He can't get on the screen.
So we traded all these players, and he's the best one.
Well, who have they traded that was so good? Since
Jimenez,
Lindor.
let's see, Jimenez, Naylor.
Well, Siccone's been excellent in the
yeah, I
Naylor
guess
trade.
he has been all right.
Hey, McNuggets, guess what? You know, I remember you doing a topic and said when we had a hard time thinking about it because we were like, yo, who has the best championship window in the next few years? The Cavs just got Donovan Mitchell. the Guardians was moving. They just was in the ALCS, and then the Browns had Deshaun Watson, and
Didn't we all picked the Guardians, didn't we?
and we
I
picked.
think it's pretty safe to say the Cavs
And we
are
picked-
the only team. with a chance, right?
Yeah, we have 2 in a rebuild.
Yeah.
And how quickly life comes at you.
Yeah.
We went through real quick, and then we'll move on up to Browns. For the Browns and the Guardians, we have, in the short life of UCSS, 3
Crazy.
years and change, we have gone through the entire life cycle of championship windows for what we
Facts.
thought was both teams. Now, the Guardians isn't officially slammed shut yet. I think it is. The Browns was in our minds.
Well, the Browns
open,
never really had it.
but it never really was.
We
But
thought,
in our minds,
yeah.
it was.
Right.
But we have gone through 2 full life cycles in terms of the
Yeah.
way we looked at those 2 organizations in 3 years. And I go back, and I remember when it was 6 months after I moved here. We had just started UCSS, and Oscar Gonzalez hit that walk-off home run in the 15th inning, whatever inning it was, the 14th inning. I was on a terrible date out
When they
in
get the Yankees?
Lakewood. We were watching the game. I
No,
remember
no. Yeah,
it was
yeah.
the Rays.
No, it was
Oh,
against
the Rays.
Against
Yeah,
the Rays.
Rays.
I remember exactly where I was,
Yeah.
and that feels like an eternity ago.
And think about it. Think how long.
That
Think
down-
about how much we grew. For the post game, me and Earl did the post game for the Guardians.
Did y'all really?
I was
Now
there.
now it's Zach Meisel and Bull.
Yeah.
Like, you see the stimulus package.
And I will say, and then we'll move on.
Yeah.
Listen to the Ultimate Guardian show this morning with Zach and Bo. It was, and I texted Bo this morning. It was the epitome of what we hoped when we started these spin-off shows. The
Thank you.
best of the best talking that specific sport. Zach was incredible. Bo, you were great this morning. A lot of what you
Thank
said
you.
now is what you repeated from the show this morning. But
Yeah.
you guys, terrific. If you want more Guardians, we'll talk a little more Guardians later in the show. But
Yeah.
about 45 minutes of unfiltered, real. And I say
Yeah.
real because
55 minutes.
55 minutes of
Yeah.
real, unfiltered, from inside the clubhouse perspective that
Yeah.
Zach gives to. Well worth your listen. So make sure you guys check that out on our YouTube page. But let's pivot, talk a little football. Today's episode of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show is brought to you by Yahoo Fantasy. Fantasy football is back. You can fire up the group chat, get your draft board ready, and buckle up for a season filled with breakouts, busts, and all the overreactions in fantasy. We live for it's all going down on Yahoo Fantasy this year. The UCSS Fantasy League is back on Yahoo, and we are thrilled about that. To celebrate 28 years of fantasy greatness, Yahoo Fantasy is dropping 28 big new features over 28 days, giving you more ways to play, more ways to draft, and more ways to win. It all begins on August 4th. Stay tuned and get started by creating or joining Yahoo Fantasy Football at yahoofantasy.com/LockedOnNFL. That is yahoofantasy.com/LockedOnNFL. And let's make this fantasy season the best one yet. Guys, let's talk a little quarterback battle. Kenny Pickett obviously out for a bit of time. We don't know the exact amount, but we know he's out
Yep.
with a hamstring injury. And that means the 4-person quarterback battle has turned into a 3-person quarterback battle for the time being. We went into the week before we knew about the Kenny Pickett injury under the assumption, and we've talked about it on the show, that it felt like it was Flacco and Kenny battling for that QB1 spot, and the 2 rookie quarterbacks kind of battling out with each other to see who's ahead on the pecking order once the first depth chart comes out. But now with Kenny Pickett out, Tyvis, does it feel like Joe Flacco has become the de facto QB1? Is this now officially his job to lose, or can one of the rookie quarterbacks still show enough in these training camp practices, joint practices, etc., to catch the 41-year-old veteran?
I mean, I think there's a lot of time. If there's still a true open competition, then there's a lot of time. You know, as far as the Kenny Pickett thing goes, the saying is you can't make the club in the tub. So he's got to get healthy to challenge Joe. But I think that they always wanted to go with a veteran quarterback to at least start the season off. And Joe Flacco right now is the only healthy option for you. Not saying that Dylan and Shador can't do things to push that envelope, but it was just so much talk about how those guys just weren't ready. You know, those guys still got some learning to do and all of those things that I think you don't really want to throw them out there game one. I think you want to let them sit for a couple of Sundays, see how things roll, and then get them in the game and, you know, make your evaluations from there. So to answer your question, yes, Joe Flacco is QB1 for the time being. And according to Jason and Zach and everybody out there that's been watching, he's looked the best anyway. So, therefore, you should go with him.
G?
You know, in a book I once read, it said the best laid plans of mice and men often go awry. So when you are out there, this is the great thing about the game of football, is so eloquently put. Tyvis said you can't make the club from the tub, and that game of football is a savage sport. And what happens? You can't always control what you got. I thought Kenny Pickett had a nice day the other day, and then it came out he had a hamstring injury. Now listen, I don't like to give up no reps because you know how it is. If you leading and you winning and you getting first team reps, good. The NFL still continues to stand for not for long, and every day every month you got to play Planet Fitness. That gym membership come up every month, whether you go 1 day or 2 days. So when you out there on that practice field, anything can happen. So now Kenny Pickett is off the field. That gives more opportunity. And here's the thing about opportunity that really gets you is because when you get the opportunities and you make the most of those opportunities, right now it's just practice. But every single time that the schedule ratchets up, Tyvis will tell you better than I can. If you ball out in OTAs, that's cool. If you ball out in training camp in shorts, that's cool. But if you ball out in pads, that's a little more extra.
It is.
You ball out when you play in the inner squad in the scrimmages against the other team.
Oh,
that's another one.
That's next week.
That's next week.
Carolina.
Then
Carolina next week.
By the time you get to preseason, a lot of people be like, preseason compared to minicamp, that might as well be 3 years ago. Because now you're on TV.
Yeah.
Now, and when you drop dimes and you play well on TV, then the coaches start saying, hey, hey, how's the two young kids looking? Hey, man, coach, we throwing a lot at them, but they ain't swimming. You see that throw he made on there on the goal line? That was a nice throw.
Really what the preseason does also is that, see, right now, you can disguise it. You can have a reporter say, oh, he's not looking that great, or this is blah, blah, blah. It's not that. He's not what I thought he was. But you know what happens in the preseason? It's access to all 32 teams.
Bro.
All can watch that tape. So you go out there, you make some plays in that preseason. It goes from, well, maybe we can, hide this guy. Maybe we could cut this guy and hide him and bring him back on practice squad. You ball out in that preseason, it goes into the fact that if we release this guy, we're not going to get him back. Like that's where you need to be if you're trying to make a squad. If we release this guy, we're not going to bring him back on practice squad because somebody's going to claim him.
Can Joe get caught? Sure. Listen, Kenny Pickett is 27, Joe 41. Kenny Pickett pulled a hamstring. What if Joe moved the wrong way and his arm? See, this is the thing right now. They is one quarterback or one step away from you ain't got no choice but to be giving these dudes.
That's true.
So I mean, it's not like he's a spring chicken. That's the reason why when they was tapering his reps, people say, well, Joe's not getting reps either. They like, listen, we know what Joe is. We not look, now at this point, Bull. You can say, okay, Joe's the guy, but you really gonna put Joe in harm's way like that?
No. Definitely not. And to your point, and to Mike saying, well, is it Joe Flacco's job to lose? I wouldn't put it that way, because the only way he's going to lose the job is if he got hurt. Can the other guys, Shador, Dylan Gabriel, take the job from him? Yeah, it's possible. It's unlikely.
But they gotta play. They gotta
play out of their mind.
You gotta be like
to me,
because you owe it to me if you're Kevin Stefanski. And we could talk all till we're blue in the face about they have nothing till they have a great quarterback, and that's true. And they're probably not going to win, so what's the point of winning 6? All of that's true if you use just your brain, if you treat your brain as a computer. But it's not just that. Coaches want to win. Players want to win, especially veteran players want to win. And so I believe you owe it to the team, and the coach owes it to himself, to put out the quarterback that gives them the best chance to win. And it's impossible for me to believe right now that Dylan Gabriel or Shador Sanders would give them a better chance to win than Joe Flacco. It is just very unlikely.
What?
And that's why, unless those guys either of them completely forget what the fans see or the media. Unless one of those guys convinces the coaching staff, I got to start this guy. He's just too good. He looks great. He's doing everything right. He's making every throw. He's picking up every read. He's calling. He's doing things that rookies shouldn't do. Unless we get to that point, I think Joe Flacco has to be the starter. Joe Flacco's not going to lose the job because he makes bad throws in practice. He's only going to lose the job as if it's stolen from him by one of the young guys.
I came in as a freshman, and there was this guy. Shout out to wherever he at. Shout out to Mike Fox. I came in, and I said, man, Mike Fox was from a small town. He went to Sycamore, and he was just, he had red hair. And he wasn't necessarily fast. I'm like, I'm faster than him. He wasn't necessarily the strongest dude in the world. I'm like, come on, man. And he didn't have none of my swag. I make plays, bro. I'm back here. And I let you know. But you know what I learned at camp? It was almost impossible to get his minutes. Because he never had no mental mistakes. Every time they asked who was doing what in the room, he always had the right answer. He was never late to nothing. He was always on the list of the people that they say is the working the hardest. The weight room coach say, oh, who is working today? We got a list every day. We compete. His name is there. So the thing is, you can make plays, but it's hard to get rid of what a veteran already knows.
That's right.
He could roll out of bed and know it's cover 2 immediately. It's something to be said that I done seen every coverage possible.
Let me ask you to your point, G. If you're the Bengals DB, you're Al Golden, the Bengals defensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. All right? A Bengal defense that was awful last year. It's a little better at the end of the year. You're hoping it's better. But right now you don't have Trey Hendrickson. Mm-hmm. But if you're Al Golden right now, who do you want to be the quarterback for the Browns in week 1?
Dylan Gabriel.
One of the young guys.
Absolutely.
I need Dylan Gabriel immediately. I'm come on over
here.
You
don't want Joe Flacco.
You don't want Flacco.
Not that you're scared of Joe Flacco.
No, but if he catch that lightning in a bottle again, he will shred your secondary.
He has he already. So and this is not a knock to the guys because to me. You don't already know what G. Bush gonna say. Exactly. I would be like, listen, Shedeur Sanders, get ready to go. get your Rolex ready to rock. But this is just a football. I'm speaking from a football standpoint, and I gotta be honest about football in general. I can't sugarcoat it. Joe Flacco already has the answers to the test. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
He's already got them. Now, can he execute? His thing is, can I execute? Right? Can I execute it at this age and do it? But if you saying who's gonna go into that game and not be surprised by anything, when you have a rookie and he's still got to learn the playbook, which I think they're doing a great job of, then plus it's a lot of things that those defenses are gonna try to do as coordinators. If they know you playing week 1, we saw DTR look crazy during the preseason. Man, he got out there against them Ravens and them Steelers. They had that. He was looking around. He was running into hits, and he kept getting hit all hard. Every time you look, his mouth
like
was
a helicopter top.
Yeah,
his mouth was bloody. I'm like, DTR, how you have a helmet on? How are you getting beat up that bad? Like you're a quarterback. They're supposed to protect you, but you look at it now. Here's the track you should want. You're supposed to be jockeying to move up the timetable from the rookies. If the timetable was week 8 because you thought they were slower, if you get more reps, maybe that timetable is week 6.
Yeah.
Maybe it's week 5. Maybe they ain't going to be swimming at that point.
And as you say, with a 40-year-old quarterback, I mean, how long is he going to last?
Well, I think they're going to they're going to probably use them. If Kenny Pickett is out for an extended time, they probably going to use that preseason to give a ton of reps to the young guys. I don't
100%,
know. I don't know. Like Joe Flacco might get a series, maybe a quarter.
Series or 2 in the second game. That's it.
About it.
The rest of the 11 quarters,
I mean, because I think
change.
you're preparing your quarterbacks for. At the fact that I keep saying it, Joe Flacco, he's gonna come out there. He might look good, but at some point, it's gonna
Can't
fall
make it through the whole season.
Exactly.
You know that.
So you have to have the next guy ready for when that takes place.
Yes.
And I think now with Kenny Pickett out of the fold, You going with your 2 young guys, give them as many reps as possible.
Remember, they might have to play in week 1, right?
Who like think about
Like
it.
you said,
like you don't like this is the thing about it. You can go in football. That's why I tell people it'll play out. If you in one of the factions, any faction, you want to see one quarterback play, it all work out. That's how football is. And I'm gonna say that why Joe Flacco will be the default guy. Let me show you this. And I just thought about it. It just hit me. The rookies might have been able, if they had a full stable of running backs.
Yeah, the Judkins thing.
The
really
Judkins, if you had a full stable of running backs, think about it. Judkins, we don't even know if he playing. He on the Ortiz list. We don't even know if he playing right now. He ain't got no contract, no money.
Yeah.
Think about it. Jerome Ford. We have not seen Jerome Ford in a practice yet. He
practiced yesterday.
He
just got his first practice.
And G, where you're going is exactly what.
All right, so let's give us shit, and we'll get back.
Let me
to
do a read. I'll send it right back to you guys because that's exactly where we are heading. This next topic is brought to you by Epicor. Every team knows the value of hard work, of taking pride in what you build, in practicing every detail to get the best results. But no one player, no matter how amazing, can do it all alone. At Epicor, the All-Stars are the hard-working manufacturers and distributors who create and deliver the things we all need, from aerospace to electrical to medical devices, from small businesses with big dreams to growing enterprises with global vision. We'll equip you with the right tools to move forward, think ahead, and lead the way, because as the clock ticks down, you need to make the most out of every hard-working minute. Easier doesn't cut corners. Easier finds the lane. Discover your success at easierwithepicor.com. G, I'll start with you on this topic because you were just going there, but the Browns signed some running back help yesterday. They signed Taua, I believe is how it's pronounced. I looked it up. That is from the Michigan Panthers pronunciation guide. He played at Nevada. He led the UFL in rushing touchdowns next season. He did go undrafted. Yeah, last season, excuse me.
Yeah.
G, does the signing of Taua, I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
No chance.
Zero.
Is that more of an indication? And it's off the pronunciation guide for Michigan Panthers, unfortunately. Is that more of an indication the Browns may not be thrilled with their running backs in camp situation with Ford and Sampson and Strong, or an indication that, crap, we may be without Quinshon Judkins for a while, or we need an extra body in camp to help take some of these
Man, first of all, it's all the above, letter D. This is crazy, and that was kind of crazy too. The fact that they had to get these is camp bodies, right? Mm-hmm. And I like Dylan Sampson, but that work Carson Schlesinger put on him yesterday was a little indicative of what he's gonna see. That was just Carson Schlesinger.
He put that work on.
Listen, he lifted him. He gave him that John Legend.
What are you waiting for real?
He gave it. Listen,
you see this, or this was on the internet?
His feet was like this, Tyvis. His feet was in the air to the
There's
side.
video of it, Tyvis.
His video lifted.
I got to go.
John Legend.
I'll send it to you. G, keep going. I'll send you the video, Tyvis.
By the way, it's Taua.
I'm looking at a different pronunciation.
Anyway, go ahead.
No way.
I'm seeing Taua and Taua.
We're gonna have to get some phonetically spellings, right?
The fact that we don't know how to pronounce his name
is
tells you that this has nothing to do with not trusting the current running backs. It's all. If they didn't trust these current running backs at all, they would have signed a veteran that we've actually heard of, not some journeyman minor leaguer.
They are trying to keep these dudes fresh.
Yeah.
And here's the problem. When you say you're gonna go back to the Kevin Stefanski style, the guys you were running with that style was prime Kareem Hunt, prime Nick Chubb, and Dearness Johnson. People forget Dearness Johnson would come in off the bench and get 115, 120.
He's a free agent, by the way.
That's wild. That's crazy. It seems like years ago.
Yeah.
So now you want to run the ball. That sounds great. Joe Bitonio thought about retiring. You know how difficult it is to ramp up your toughness in your last year. Like, you're gonna fight. We're gonna have spoon fights. Like, we're gonna have knife fights in random phone booths for 40 snaps. So now you got to have a camp body. Dylan Sampson is about 195. He's getting lifted off his feet. Jerome Ford. He's Bambi. He tips high. He's not a between the tackles runner. Where is your between the tackles runner?
Yeah.
I have the video for you, Tyvis. You want to see it real quick?
There it is.
Shout out to Cam Justice, who shot this video yesterday.
It's not as bad as you make it
Lift it.
sound.
Look, he's sideways, bro.
Man,
he's sideways.
I missed it somehow.
That is a glancing blow.
Not as bad.
He is sideways.
Oh.
When he was like this, he had the feeble position arms. Look, his arm was almost let loose. He was almost with him, Tyvis. Come on, bro. You better get your pads down low.
He just his shoulder.
And he didn't even wrap him.
Yeah.
Come on.
He went flying.
See, he's trying to downplay it. That
Yeah.
last one, he was like, yeah, I kind of got that forearm.
You're either going to have a rookie quarterback or a 40-year-old quarterback with an untrustworthy running game on paper. That's not a good
You know
combo.
what that sound like? Last year's team.
Whoa. Oh, see, now we're coming to it. Now we are getting there. This is why. By the way, you had one receiver last year. Do you got a receiver now? You got one receiver, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
They chose not to address that, and I still don't understand it.
Well, they signed Deontay Johnson.
They say he's looking pretty
they
good.
said it looked pretty good. That's if he decided to, do what he gonna do.
As long as they keep him involved in the offense.
But Bull, this is one of those things I always say in the offseason.
Yeah.
We always back off a little bit, right? But the reality of the situation is you're going to get to the season and can we put them first games up here? Them first games is wild. We thought
preseason or like the
regular season. Nah, give me the
Regular season, the first 5 games there.
Man, let me tell you something.
They're going to be Cincinnati and the Packers.
Come at Baltimore. Listen, this is stupid. This is not even cool.
They gonna go 2-1, and then might go 2-.
You at Detroit.
They gonna be 2-2 going to their Vikings game.
Bro, look. If you go into them games like this, no running game, that's proven. No running. Your whole plan was to give Quinshon Judkins the ball and a lot, and because you didn't service your wide receiver position, so that was the plan. Yeah. So now you got a 40-year-old quarterback or a rookie quarterback or something in between, and the run game was supposed to be revamped, and it looked like the same people.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? And it get real late, real early. So that's why when I keep trying to tell people all this, it's about the dome and next year and the quarterback that sound.
The dome's not coming for 4 more years.
That sound good, man.
Yeah.
But when you come out and you playing them teams and your team ain't looking good and points is at a premium, they gonna start looking around for a sacrificial lamb.
I think with Joe Flacco, they're going to play like they did with him 2 years ago, where they're throwing the ball over the field because they don't have much of a running game. And how long can he last playing that way? I just don't know.
Think about that.
I remember saying, sorry to cut you off, but we did a show, you and me, G, actually, we did it together. It was after the first Flacco game against the Rams. They ended up losing that game. And he kind of teetered off in the fourth quarter, remember?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And, G, I was like, man, he may have like 100 throws left in his arm. Like, that's it. And I was worried 2 seasons ago that the age, the wear and tear, the culmination of a incredible NFL career of just how much he had left.
I mean, Brady's really the only player that at this age has ever made it through a whole season healthy and playing well.
Aaron Rodgers about to do it.
Oh, boy.
About to?
Did he do it last year with the Jets?
Was he healthy and playing well?
Not playing well, but he made it. He was
I'm
healthy
saying,
and played it through the season.
Tom Brady's the only one that's been healthy and played well at this age for a full season.
I go back to it, man.
When Brett Favre fall off the cliff, did he make it to 40?
Those last 2 years, he played great for the first half to 2/3 of the season and completely fell off the cliff at the end of those years.
And remember, Tyvis, we talked about this. I think sometimes last year was so bad, we don't remember how the Flacco situation ended the first time.
Yeah.
No, yes, we do.
When D'Amico Ryans was sitting around telling people, hey, stand right there. Mm-hmm. He gonna throw you the rock. We've been running that old stuff since I was in high school. Stand right there. How many picks did we have? 3?
I believe
It was
so.
a lot. A lot.
A pick 6. It was like
It's 2 pick sixes.
I'm about to say they was like back to back.
We were talking about Emmanuel Clase's pitches being non-competitive. That game was non-competitive.
It was not. I mean, they came out and boat raced us.
Yeah.
So it's not like he don't have he has a lot of knowledge, but you know what you also have on him?
Yeah.
A bunch of tape.
And let's not forget too. We've brought up some of the names we've brought up in this conversation. Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, who we didn't bring up, Brett Favre, Tom Brady, Drew Brees played into his 40s. All those guys at their best, way better than Joe Flacco.
Yeah, he was always on the lower rung of like.
Joe Flacco, very good quarterback.
He was
he ain't going to the Hall of Fame.
Very good quarterback.
He ain't going to the Hall of Fame.
Like he had, but you know, they built it. Think about it. They built it around. I mean, he had the quintessential great defense.
Yeah.
Strong run game.
And he was also, the year they won the Super Bowl, he was great in the playoffs. Amazing.
On the road, 3 road playoff wins.
Yeah.
It was dynamic.
Huge numbers.
But, you know, for me, I think the run game, I want to see what Stefanski's going to bring. This is a very fascinating season. It's just for a team, for not having top firepower and expectations, there's so many questions that, you know, it's just a lot of question marks, man. It's just a ton of them.
I mean, if you look at quarterback, on offense, besides the line, you have 6 players playing at all times. Right. Quarterback, a running back, let's say 3 wide receivers and a tight end. I mean, in those positions, as of now, in terms of what's been proven, everybody in those positions is either average, below average, or unproven outside of Jerry Jeudy, who had a good year last year. He was good. To me, David Njoku's average. You want to say he's slightly above average? I'll listen to that. To me, he's just average.
Yeah, until he got to do it. I mean, he hasn't put it together 2 years in a row or last year was a very down year for him.
Well, he was hurt, wasn't he?
Yeah, he said, they came out and said he was hurt pretty much since the first game. But yeah, there's a lot. You're asking a lot, and plus, you're asking a lot of your rookies. I mean, you want Mike Hall Jr. to be. Do we have any? Have we seen him?
You tell me.
He's on the PUP list.
I'm going to say, ain't you at practice?
You down with PUP?
Yeah, you know me.
Aren't you at practice?
Bro, I was a rhetorical question. I said I was looking for him. I didn't see him.
I'm going today.
Speaking of old rap songs.
I'm going there today, too.
I'll be there.
Speaking of old rap songs.
Do they let you go in an unrestricted area because you played for them before?
So that's funny. You're the second person to ask me that.
Yeah.
So the last time I went last year, I just so happened to go the same day Joe Hayden was there. And obviously me and Joe Hayden played when I was there. I was there for OTAs. He was there. And he's like, come on, man, let's go on the sideline. I said, I could go, but I'm not. I'm not going on the sideline. I'm going to just stay and watch it from over here. Yeah.
I mean, don't you work for the organization too? On top of that,
I'm sure I could, but I'm one of those guys that don't like to. I like to do the right thing.
Why are you going today?
I will be there today.
We got the whole UCSS squad out there today.
I'm leaving here and I'm going.
I'm not going. G, you're going?
Yeah, I'm gonna be on the radio.
You're doing the show. Who are you doing it with today?
Peterlin.
Oh, okay.
Earl and myself are going out there too. So.
Oh, nice. A lot of coverage. Good.
Well, that's perfect, because
I'm not standing out in that 90-degree heat.
That leads us to something
baseball.
you tweeted about this
But
weekend.
real quick before you do that, I was just going to say, the other day I was listening to Parents Just Don't Understand by DJ Jazz. I think I texted it to you guys, but I don't think anybody responded. But man, that song is horrible. I loved that song when I was a kid. But
have you heard Will Smith's Have you heard Will Smith's new bars?
No, but I heard it's terrible.
Oh my gosh,
It's
horrible.
What happened to that guy?
Bro, he's been rich. Listen.
Yeah.
Choose
rich too long?
He going through his midlife crisis.
Choose wisely.
Like.
Yeah.
Choose wisely who you marry. Choose wisely. It's one of them things.
That reminded me of one other thing I wanted to say.
It's horrible.
Oh, it's funny because you guys know I'm obviously a massive Billy Joel fan, and I'm listening to his Sirius channel, and his daughter was DJing, and she played one of her own songs, and I was like, man, this song sucks.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know what the
tough.
song was, but it was terrible. One of the worst songs I ever heard. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, we're going to get to something you tweeted this weekend, Bull.
Yes.
Before we do that, a quick reminder that Yahoo Fantasy is the #1 fantasy football app. With fantasy football season starting back up, Yahoo is the only place you should be going for your fantasy football leagues advice. It is the simplest, the easiest to use. It's been around. It's reliable. We cannot recommend Yahoo Fantasy highly enough. We even use it here at the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. And to celebrate 28 years of fantasy greatness, Yahoo Fantasy is dropping 28 new features over the next 28 days, giving you more ways to play, more ways to draft, and more ways to win. It all begins on August 4th. Stay tuned and get started by creating or joining a Yahoo Fantasy Football League at yahoofantasy.com/LockedOnNFL. That is yahoofantasy.com/LockedOnNFL. And let's make this fantasy season the best one yet. Well, over the weekend,
Definitely drafted one.
I saw a tweet that I bookmarked.
Aha.
And then I saw you quote tweeted it about 10 minutes later. This was the initial tweet from Robert Mays, who's been a guest on this show before. He's one of the hosts
Love
of the
Robert.
Athletic Football Show, great show. And Robert tweeted this, quote, "We have never been more lost in the sauce when it comes to training camp reactions and videos. Allowing fans to experience practice is great, and obsessing over every minute detail. Minute detail, even though he's put minute, he meant minute.
Yeah.
Or maybe it is minute, whatever. Every minute detail of your team's chances is part of the fun. But we have lost the plot entirely." To which you quote tweeted, "Bingo."
Yeah.
Bull, has the excess of camp videos and access in certain regards actually hurt the way we now as a society evaluate certain aspects of football, players, teams, and all the above?
Well, you listen, that's not how the coaches and GMs evaluate players, but football is a monster, right? It is the biggest thing, not only in sports, but in television. Being a sponsor for a football game on TV is the best thing you could be, because sports is the only thing for that the majority of people still watch live. So people are more likely to sit through a commercial on a sporting event than anything else. And they're more likely to watch football, especially the NFL, more than any other sporting event. So it is beyond the monster, right? And our coverage of the NFL connects with that. Like, coverage is, people didn't cover training camp like this ever. Now we get videos or pictures of every single practice rep. And what has happened, this is not exclusive to Cleveland at all. It's across the country. What has happened now is we have, I think ESPN Cleveland puts out a tracker every day. Completion percentage, touchdowns, interceptions of every quarterback in practice. And I think what fans are doing, and as he said, and I agree with him, it gives fans access, it gives fans excitement. That's beautiful. The unfortunate part of this, in my opinion, is that people are looking at these numbers and fans are thinking about these numbers that they're seeing as if it's somehow equivalent to how you'd look at numbers from a game, which is just absurd.
I agree.
There's no context.
Not at all.
There's no differentiation between 7-on-7, 11-on-11. Most of the time, it's happening with no pads. Even if guys are wearing pads, the quarterback has no threat of getting hit. And although neither of you guys play quarterback, you did play, so you understand better than most people that if a quarterback is not worried about getting hit, it's a lot easier to play quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is not to knock any quarterback on the Browns. It's not to knock any quarterback on any other team. I'd rather the players look good. If they look bad in these situations, that would be alarming. So I'm happy that all these guys are completing most of their passes and throwing touchdowns, whatever it is. But I saw Zach, there was a play the other day, I think it was Kenny Pickett, maybe the day he got hurt. I don't know, was that Saturday or whatever day that was? And I saw 6 different tweets from Browns beat reporters saying, nice touchdown pass by Kenny Pickett. And the last one was Zach Jackson. And he said, touchdown pass from Kenny Pickett. But in parentheses, he wrote, well, he would have been sacked. And that's totally, like.
So now what you got to do, and how I do
they said that about Shador yesterday.
I don't care who it is. It's irrelevant who the player is.
What I got to do, what you got to do is I say, listen, if they're not allowed sacking them, I'm not giving what would be sacks. I just have to evaluate that in a vacuum and say, all right, you threw the ball, you caught it. Obviously, we know you can't be tackled, so I'm not going to say that would have been a sack, right? Here's what I will say, Boo. The reason it is like that, and I've always said it, football and the powers that be have done a great job of doing this. Football is the perfect mix of real life, good versus evil, bad versus good, rich versus poor, politics, religion, all wrapped up in a nice little bow that gives you everything you want to see. It's a soap opera. It's 24 hours. So when you talk about people in the league has realized that if we make it like this, they created the word franchise quarterback. Mm-hmm. They created the word face of the franchise. Mm-hmm. So that means you've elevated one person to deity status. It doesn't matter if you're a lineman or you're in the front office or if you sell tickets. That quarterback has now become the face of the entire organization, right? So now you sold him as this is who the guy you're putting your bet on. And now people, obviously it's human nature. People identify with people. People see different characteristics that they like in that person. So that what they do is they identify with them and they're like, well, listen, I'm a guy who was always counted out. No, I'm quiet. I just go about doing my job. You know what? I like that Dylan Gabriel kid. I like him. 3rd round pick. I think he's going to be something. Somebody said, man, you know what? I'm a guy who was, I was a 1st round pick. I got a raw deal. I thought I was done wrong at my last job. I was looked over a little bit. You know what? I identify with Kenny Pickett. You know what? How many people in this country they have gone through ageism? How many people you get to a point you're at the highest of your career, they say, we need you to take a pay cut because we're going to get some of this young talent out of the workforce and we're going to replace you. You know, you get to be the Walmart greeter. Like, you're like, but I'm a CEO. They're like, nah. You know what? I like Joe Flacco, and that's why I like him coming off the couch. Or you Shador Sanders, you're like, man, I think this kid is special. I think he's misunderstood. He's been in a spotlight. I like his family. I like Shador Sanders. This is all part of the beautiful game because now it makes it to a point where now when you watch football games, you're not just watching a game, you watching life, you're living through these people. Mm-hmm. And that is why when people tell you, I'm going to stop watching TV, McNuggets, the Browns didn't like this, I'm going to stop. You crazy? There's 2 things you do on Sunday. Some people go to church and some people turn their TV on. And when that TV is on, hey, it's only one day of the week.
Well, some people do both.
Yeah, they do both. Go do both, right? Go do both. But for that one day, football season, and that one day is the only day where people's wives know, don't play with me today.
That's a fact.
Your kids know, don't play with me today. I got you on Saturday. You do whatever you want. But you know, Bull, it's a full day. You gonna watch from sun up to sundown. You gonna talk about the players. You gonna
turn
get
on Red Zone.
And you know what?
Commercialist football.
And it's blissful. Because that is your time.
Nothing like a football Sunday.
Nothing like it. The atmosphere. So the NFL did its job. And you know what? Shout out to, I'll take a little credit for the tracker. Shout out to the tracker, man. I said unacceptable. Shador was 12 or 14 in practice. You had him down. You 12 or 21. There was not 21 passes thrown in that period. I need to see the numbers. But I will say, but it's all tongue in cheek. It's all good.
I just think as a collective media, I don't blame fans. I think as a collective media, we got to be better than analyzing how good a quarterback is based on a throwing practice. I just think as a collective group, we're doing a poor job there.
Yeah. Also, I would say too, I think we do a very poor job in this. I feel like everybody, no matter who you are, I'm very sincere in this. I feel everybody should be busting down some tape at some point.
If you ain't busting tape down,
I can't. If I ask you, I say, listen.
you ain't looking at the tape.
I say, listen. Let me
like,
ask you what you think about. What do you think about this person personally? Like, what did you see? And they say, well, listen, I ain't no analyst. I'm an opinion person. I'm like, bro, it's sacrilege. Tyvis, no, if you're a former player, we sign a spiritual contract. You must bust down at least 12 hours of tape. It don't matter because you feel bad if you don't see.
No, because then you're just guessing.
I want to guess.
I want to be able to look at it and tell
doing 12 hours of practice tape?
No, I'm just
talking about back
I
when
got to pull up games. Now.
We don't have access to practice tapes.
That's true.
Yeah, you can't. You ain't getting that. And we can't even record that. Yeah. They be following me around. They got the FBI. They said,
but the all 22, you get that game. I love the all 22 because you get all them angles.
Man.
You could definitely look at it and kind of figure out what the call is, what the coverage is, and kind of figure out what that guy was thinking and how he got beat. That's how you become a better analyst, especially when you're looking in the secondary. But it's very obvious. The tape don't lie. That's why I say if you just watch tape, like it's very obvious sometimes what happened.
It's
why that play happened.
It's how we came to the conclusion Deshaun Watson was not balling. There was a conference call.
Well, yeah.
And everybody said the conference call was like, hey, bro. Yeah, it ain't looking good.
The only time the tape may lie is when it comes to Sean King analyzing Jameis Winston.
Bro, listen, Jameis Winston is the great. Listen,
He still ain't starting.
But Jameis Winston is really good, but not. It's messed up because he's good, but he's not good, right? Because what makes him great,
and he take it.
What makes him great is his not giving a you know what.
Yeah.
Like that, I'm gonna throw it right there, and it be going there 70% of the time, but the other 3 is picks. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Speaking of which, who's they expecting to start for the Giants? Do you know?
Russell Wilson was named the
Russell
starter.
Wilson.
Oh,
no,
he's
wasn't
named the starter?
yet. No.
I swear they said he was named the starter.
Officially? I didn't see
I
that.
swear I seen it like maybe 2 or 3 days ago.
Hey, McNuggets, tell
Why
us
can't I
about
think of the
your
name
boy
of
Jackson
Russell
Dart.
Wilson's wife?
Sierra.
Yeah. Jackson Dart. Hey, they say, I don't know. What you think, McNuggets?
If Russell Wilson and Ciara
Sierra.
Oh, he
Sierra.
was officially named the starter.
Yeah, I know.
were both just
what you thought I was
regular
lying to you?
Joes,
Regular Joes.
he'd have no shot with her.
What do you mean? Russell Wilson.
You know what? I'm not going to speak on that. I'm not even going to go down that road. I would just say, do your history. Do some history.
Hey, Russell Wilson got that. He got that he got the junior church pastor swag. He'll tell
just do some history.
Yeah,
Why?
Just do some history.
I'm saying if they're regular Joes, if
Just
they
do some
weren't famous.
Just do some history.
Just look at that up.
She's
make sure you look at her history.
Right.
Look at her history.
She's dated some ugly people.
I'm just telling you to look at her history.
I shouldn't say
that's
he's
all
ugly.
I'm
He's
gonna
not
say.
ugly, but she's out of his league.
Shout out to Sierra too.
Yeah, Sierra's a banger, man.
Yeah.
It
We
was
got-
great.
We got 2 topics left in today's show, and one specifically we have to get to because I was waiting for a day Tyvis was on to do it. We're going to get to the first of the 2 after a quick word from Game Time. You ever decided at the last minute you need to head to a ball game with friends or family? Maybe it's game day already and you realize, I got to be in the stands. Well, that's where Game Time comes in. It's the easiest way to grab last-minute tickets without the stress. With the money you save on tickets, you can get extra concessions, merch, even invite a bigger group to come with you with Game Time. Anything is possible. Game Time makes buying tickets fast and simple, and the prices on the app actually drop the closer you get to first pitch. And they've got some incredible last-minute deals, clear seat views, and a lowest price guarantee that takes the worry out of buying. So take the guesswork out of buying all your tickets with Game Time. Just download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Once again, create an account, redeem code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. Bull, on the Guardians show this morning, Zach mentioned that he didn't really want to talk about the loss to the Rockies last night because there are bigger things going on.
We did briefly, but yes.
We're going to briefly, just like you guys did on the Guardians show, discuss last night's loss because of the fashion in which it happened. There was the rain delay to start. Guardians started down, come all the way back.
Yep.
Cade Smith in for Emmanuel Clase, and
Yeah, they lose to the Rockies.
Unfortunately, not the ending anyone was looking
The Rockies, who are
Are the
trying
worst
to.
team ever.
Well,
besides the A's last year.
No, the White Sox last year.
Yeah, White Sox.
Well,
yeah.
they might be worse than that. The White Sox won 41 games last year. The Rockies got, their 28th win last night?
It was 28, correct.
So it's possible they won't win 41. Although I think they've been a little better lately. But that got them back to within 50 games of 500. So
They're
congratulations
6-4 in their last 10.
to the Rockies.
Sheesh.
The Rockies blew the lead. Their starting pitcher, actually, Blaylock, looked great. That was a very rare time that I saw a Rockies starter look great. He was fantastic in that game. But they rallied against the middle of the Rockies' pen, which not surprisingly is terrible. And the Guardians come back. They're up 2 runs going the 8th. Warning Bernabrel, by the way, hit that first home run for the Rockies. And then Hunter Goodman hits a home run to make it a 1-run game. And then in the 9th, Bernabrel again in what it was like 4th or 5th major league game doubles off the wall off of Cade Smith.
Did you see the video of the fan at the game that posted that said that the Guardians is definitely the entire team is gambling because they gave up a homer to Warming Barnum?
Warming Barnavel.
It's hilarious.
It's a funny name.
now.
I mean, the guy's a rookie. I don't know if you got to make fun of Warming Barnavel. Bernabel.
That's crazy.
This is hilarious.
I know.
Man.
Well, then they gave up a double to him in the 9th.
Entire team is gambling. Oh my goodness! Warming Bernabel. He just gave up a home run to Warming Bernabel.
Bull.
Entire team.
That's what you're going to get now.
Bull.
The Guardians deserve this.
Bull, this is dangerous territory.
It is very dangerous territory.
Because this laughing stock type stuff, Tyvis is break. He playing.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
That guy's got a great voice, too. I like
It's
that.
hilarious.
Shout out to that guy. Who is he? On Instagram, right?
Let me see.
Or TikTok?
No, this
That
is
was
on
Holly
IG.
Mandel.
This is on IG. Here's
Sound like he had like a New York accent.
the Cleveland Menace.
Shout out to the Cleveland Menace. That was funny.
That was his best Gilbert Gottfried.
Warming Bernabel. Or he calls him Bernabel. He just got called up, so I'm not actually sure how to pronounce it.
Run to Warming Bernabel.
You can't really hear it, Ty, on
The entire team is gambling. Oh my goodness! Warming Bernabel. He just gave up a home run to Warming.
The man crazy.
Shout
man.
out to that guy. He's funny. But then in the 9th, Bernabel, or Bernabel, whatever the hell his name is, leads off with a double. And then, what's his name? Their center fielder bunted. What's his name? I'm drawing a blank. He was good last year. He's been terrible this year.
their center
Brent
fielder,
Doyle.
Brent Doyle.
Brent Doyle, who had bunted for a hit earlier, he bunts, and Cade Smith throws it away. They end up giving up a few more runs because our old buddy Tyler Freeman came through with another big hit there.
Real quick on Freeman, I wanted to
Yeah.
ask, are you buying Freeman as a hitter?
No.
He's having a pretty decent season.
Yeah, he's been decent.
306.
Yeah, he's been decent. I'm buying him as
791 OPS.
I'm buying him as like a serviceable
upgrade
player.
over Miles Straw.
Better than 6 of the 9 Guardians hitters.
I mean, him and Nolan Jones literally swapped stats.
Man, I was
essentially.
so wrong about Nolan Jones.
This is
I thought he
wild.
was going to be so good this year. I'd take a big L on that one. He sucks. And obviously his good year was the anomaly, not the other way around. But
Didn't he play for the Rockies?
yeah. And then the Guardians got one back in the bottom of the 9th, but they still lose. It's a terrible loss. They're back to 2 games under 500. They've lost 4 of 5 here. And listen, Cade Smith will be fine, but he could save his next 20 games. Remember, just because you're a good relief pitcher doesn't always make you a good closer. There's something different pitching in the 9th. Anybody that's pitching the big leagues will tell you that. Pitching in the 9th is different. You have to have different nerves, different mindset, all of it. And again, I'm not saying he won't be great at it. He probably will. But last night, just after the humiliation of the Clase thing, for the closer in waiting, Cade Smith, to blow his first save against the worst team in baseball, sucks.
Yeah, would you be surprised if after this comes down that the wheels kind of just fall off
Absolutely
a little bit?
not. When the Guardians,
trending.
remember, the Guardians obviously played great right before the break. They got off to a good start after the break until they've lost these 4 or 5. They had won, 11 of 13 or 12 of 14. And that whole stretch, I kept saying, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm still not. And I know Colorado stinks and they got 2 more games.
I told you.
But Minnesota's right with the Guardians. The Mets are playing great. The White Sox, they're not very good.
When
but
they lost the series
still.
to Kansas City, I was done.
You were done. That was it.
Because I came in here and said if they win the series against Kansas City,
Yeah.
I think they could do well against Colorado, and that'll give them some momentum.
Deadline Thursday.
Dead to
We'll
me.
see what they do.
Man, that sucks.
All right.
Any final thoughts on the Guardians before we move on to our last topic?
No.
They gave up the whole entire team is gambling because they gave up a home run to Warman Burger.
Yeah, that
The way he said it,
It is a great clip.
warming burnabout.
that is that actually is funny.
Yeah.
But it's very scary at the same time because you don't want your organization becoming a meme.
I know.
It's too late for that.
We should play a game where Mike names baseball players and everybody in the panel has to say if that's a real player or not.
We did that.
Oh, we did do that once.
We've done it. We could do it again.
I was perfect, right?
Yeah, you got them all.
You could give every player in baseball. You could give 5,000 players. I get every one right.
All right. Challenge accepted. All right, let's get to our last topic. Before we do that, a reminder that this Friday's Guardians game is on WKYC. August 1st, the Guardians taking on the Twins. If you want to watch Cleveland versus Minnesota in a highly competitive AL Central battle, tune into KYC for your pregame and your postgame coverage. The game is on WKYC. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. We'll see you there. Tyvis, we haven't talked to Ohio State in a long, long time.
Go Bucks.
And we are not going to talk about the current state of Ohio State.
I'll be out there on Thursday watching practice Thursday and Friday.
That has nothing to do with the topic at hand today.
By the way, before you give the topic, do we know for sure who the Buckeyes quarterback is going to be?
Not
'Cause
yet.
I'm out to lunch on this.
Not yet.
We don't know. Who's in the competition again?
Julian Sane, Lincoln Keynotes.
Who do you want it to be?
I could care less. I like both of them.
All right.
Man, that's Julian saying that Lincoln Continental, he's not starting.
Lincoln Continental. What do you think, Mike?
Lincoln Keynotes is probably the most athletic dude I've seen in
saying.
a very long time.
All right, go ahead.
Do we want the Cleveland Menace on the show? Should we try to get him?
He's hilarious.
Who is the guy? I never heard of him.
I've never
before.
heard of him either. I have no idea.
Don't
Get him on the show.
tell Steve not to reach out to him yet. Let's do a little background on him.
Cleveland Minutes got to have 2 more fire mixtapes.
I mean,
He
come on.
He got 30,000
let's not get
followers on
carried away
IG,
here.
man.
All right, Steve, he's texting me. That's why I was.
Yeah,
Get him on the show.
Let's put that on hold for now. Let's take a look at more of his work.
Stop playing the videos. We're gonna.
He's just a random fan.
Yeah.
No offense. All right.
We'll hold off on the
Yeah,
Cleveland Menace.
that was funny though. Go ahead. Yeah.
The topic we're going to get to, Tyvis.
Yes.
You are a defensive back from the Ohio State. But are you on the Mount Rushmore of defensive backs from Ohio State? I figured as a group, it is a long, storied list of defensive backs at Ohio State. And picking a top 4 is incredibly difficult. I think there's a couple, and by a couple I mean 2 locks for sure. And the other 2 spots are up for debate. So I'm
Right.
curious as a group.
There's Jack Tatum's on there. What
Jack
are you talking
Tatum,
about?
Tatum and Mike Dawson's on the list. Like,
So
that's
there's only
weird,
2
too.
more people.
By the way,
Like that.
Mike texted me yesterday and goes, I want to read this exact text he sent me.
By all means.
Because I was a little insulted, Mike. I understand why you texted this, but I was a little insulted. Mike goes, I want to ask who's on the Mount Rushmore of Ohio State defensive backs. Obviously, it's right up Ty's wheelhouse, plus G knows Das and a bunch of the other guys. I know OSU isn't your forte, but can you fake it for the last 10 minutes? And listen,
You
OSU,
realize, with some of the people on the show, I have to legitimately...
that's why you did it, but you should
Yes.
know me better than if you asked me to come up with a list. I'll come up with a
I'm
list.
an equal opportunist. I text that to
Yeah.
everybody. You at least answered most times.
You actually read it. I was like, what text?
Well, he called me.
So anyway, I do have a list, and like these guys said, obviously Jack Tatum and Mike Doss are on my list.
That's a lock.
Now,
Okay,
those
so
are the two.
those 2 are the 2 locks.
Even though Mike was mercilessly beating up Tyvis at Dustin's wedding, not actually physically.
He's actually like a big brother.
From a loving way, he was busting your chops
I
to
was
no
an
end.
innocent bystander.
Well, we weren't innocent. We were all
We
laughing.
was cracking up.
So
But-
who else? You got
Okay, so
2.
the other 2.
For me, I got Malcolm Jenkins because I really looked up to Malcolm G. He's probably my favorite DB.
Yeah.
Actually, out of Ohio State.
There's probably 10 guys you could put.
Yeah.
In
Then the last one is really a coin flip. I'm gonna go with man.
I mean,
I'm gonna go with Marshawn. Shout out to Marshawn.
It's so. First of all, you got Antoine Winfield.
Won the Thorpe.
You got Gary Berry was pretty good.
You got
Sean
Springs.
You're missing a good one that I have on my list.
Gamble.
Chris I have Winfield and Chris Gamble is my other two.
Denzel
Ward.
Malik Hooker.
Tyvis Powell.
Dustin
Fox.
I don't think we in consideration.
Well, Dustin's in the Mount Rushmore of white defensive.
Oh, he's all time.
He's
Hall of
number
Fame.
one on the list.
He's all Hall of Fame.
He's
like,
number one on the list.
I actually Googled when I was trying to, I wanted to see a list of what other people thought, and I Googled, top 10 defensive backs of all time, and one of the lists that came up, I thought was interesting. It was top 10 seasons, not career, but top 10 seasons by a Ohio State defensive back, and Dustin got number 10.
Really?
For the championship season, he
Good
got
for
the
him.
number 10 spot.
And who would have known that Mike Doss told him that he had to tell Dustin to play every single time?
That's true.
He said they would break the huddle, and by the time they got to the sideline, he'd be like, Doss, what is it? He'd be like, Dustin, we just broke the huddle.
Yes. Mike Doss was on a roll at Dustin's
Like, he
wedding.
was cooking.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
This topic came up on my radio show yesterday.
Yeah.
We were talking about, so our producer, last week my producer says, you probably have the most, the best interception in Ohio State history. And I said, that cannot possibly be true. Like, there's no way that's true. He said, Tyvis, you're a confident guy. You're usually cocky. And now all of a sudden you don't think you got, he said, yours is probably the best one ever, in history. And when you think about Ohio State, there's no way that could possibly be right. So the funny thing is, 11 Warriors, shout out to 11 Warriors.
Yeah.
They do Buckeye content.
Yeah.
They came out with this list of the top 25 plays of all time in Ohio State history.
Yeah.
You know where that interception ended on that list?
Yours?
The team up north one.
Number one?
No, heck no. Do you think that's the best player in the Ohio State history?
No, but the way you set
12.
it up made me think
12 is correct.
Look at that.
And then the question then became, I said, how many interceptions is before that?
Yeah.
None.
Oh.
I said, you got to be kidding. The next person on the list was Chris Gamble against Penn State, and I think it was like 20th.
I know Dustin also had a big interception that championship year, but I guess
there's no way that
that's
there you go. So
play.
your producer was right, according to 11 Warriors.
That can't. I just think
what
that
was the
can't
number
be right.
one play?
Darn it! What was
Braxton Miller sprint move
No.
on Virginia Tech?
Man,
No, because I was mad at the list. I was mad that they put Maurice Strip
it was
at 4.
wasn't it Jenkins for Purdue?
Holy Buckeye.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Holy Buckeye.
You see, I got my Buckeye shirt on, bro. I went to
That's
OU,
exactly
but
what it
I'd be
number
really
two
studying.
was Zeke's 85-yard run.
I got the list right here.
Go ahead.
What was
Number three was the Jack Sawyer.
Scoop and score. And I just don't think that. I think Maurice stuff was Maurice should be over
Maurice
that.
was 4.
Yeah, Maurice. He stripped Sean Taylor. I mean, come on now for the game.
That was wild.
I just don't understand. Like, no disrespect to Jack Sawyer. His play was great and all that, but that's Sean Taylor.
It was. I mean, we always say it, bro. Y'all was look. Listen. I grew up with these dudes. They come back to the house. I see Dustin all. I'm like, y'all about to get smoked. Yeah, yo, they got Willis McGahee. Yeah. Like at the time we all in college. We played a video game. These dudes is 92, 91.
About to get smoked.
Y'all about to got Kellen Winslow Jr. They got listen. I'm like, this is the U. I couldn't believe that game, man. Yeah. That's the first time I seen. Shout out to my dude. Jack Taylor, he used to run track at Tennessee. It's the first time I seen somebody win a boatload of money because he just said, I'm a homer. I'm putting my bread on O State. And I said, bro, you spending your whole scholarship check on
Was it a pass interference at the end?
Oh, that's definitely pass interference. Yeah, there's pass interference.
You don't know.
No, I've seen the play.
Is it a pass interference?
Yes, probably, but who cares?
But
pass interferences do or don't get called.
but
The worst one still of all time is the Rams
Saints
and
game.
The Rams
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Saints. That I couldn't believe it.
But they lost. Here's the thing. Here's how I felt. They were such a big underdog to them, but by the time they got to where they was at,
I wonder what
I said y'all deserve to lose.
I wonder what the spread of that
Speaking of
game
deserving
was.
to lose, this is Jason Lloyd's texting from the stuff that Jason's texting. Is Jimmy saying this stuff publicly?
Yes.
Yeah, he had a press conference
Yeah,
today. Yeah.
Jimmy just reiterated it may take 2-3 years to solve the quarterback issue, and basically said they're more worried about growing than they are winning. What the hell does that even mean? More worried about growing than they are winning? All that matters is winning. That's it. He keeps saying the quarterback isn't on the roster and they aren't trying to win and no one is listening. Well,
I mean that
the Browns try to lose more than any other team in the NFL, and it hasn't worked.
So yeah, it's like look,
Good.
Like
Let them keep trying to lose.
Like this is why like I refuse to feed into it, because we were here when they tried to lose at the highest levels.
Yeah.
And then gave Hugh Jackson an extension after they tried to lose at the highest levels. And now you listen, there was a point in time where the Cleveland Browns had one of the most talented rosters under a certain age group. When you talked about guys under 25,
Yeah.
you thought you had a quarterback. You went out and you got Odell Beckham Jr., you got Jarvis Landry to come here, you had Nick Chubb in his prime, you had Myles Garrett, you had Joe Bitonio, you had all these guys, right? And so now you're selling us it could be 2 to 3 years. So what Myles Garrett was saying was truthfully. So for everybody that tried to tell Myles Garrett that he was a bad human being, he told y'all that y'all wasn't trying to win. And guess what? They gave him the hush money. Hey, go ahead and be cool, man. I give you that $40 million and come on in.
What a disgrace.
Come on, man. What do you mean?
Let's wait till the new let's wait till the new stadium. Then let's wait till the new this. Then let's wait till how many years do fans have to wait? It's like I'm annoyed at Jason too, because he's so on board with this losing thing, and I get it in theory, but it's all they've done for the last decade.
I ain't doing it.
And what do they have to show for it? Nothing.
Well, here's the actual quote
Losing mentality.
that I think he's referring to.
Yeah.
Then we got some super chats, and then we're going to end with
All right.
Happy Gilmore stuff. But Jimmy has, and we're going to react to, because they're still talking right now, by the way. So
All
we'll
right.
react to the full press conference
Yeah, all right.
tomorrow. He also mentioned he doesn't expect Arch Manning to come out of the draft for 2 years. We'll dive into all that.
Yeah.
But Jimmy was asked
commented
how many
on that?
wins.
I'm surprised.
Jimmy Haslam was asked how many wins it would make for a successful season. I'm reading Zach Jackson's tweets. Quote, I'm not going to answer that. Quote, listen, we got to do better than 3. I think we will know what better looks like. He went on to say, quote, to put a number on it, I don't think we'll ever do that. Everybody, coaches, player, personnel, executives, ownership, we all know that 3-14 won't cut it. We got to do better. End quote.
All right, so if they go 3-14, I guess Stefanski's getting fired. I don't know.
Here's I always tell you this, man.
If that's the case, then they ain't getting the number 1 pick in the draft.
The most dangerous thing in the world is when people sell hope. It's snake oil salesmen that's running around selling terminally ill people natural roots and berries, talking about you good. They sell you this hope stuff, and the whole time, think about it. They got what they wanted.
They got your money.
They got your money,
Yeah.
and they got the stadium. They got the
Yeah.
$600 million, and that's generational. That's the legacy is already set. The legacy is built. Like, they own the land, they own the stadium, they got the
Yeah.
money, like they got the bag. Like, come on, like
They are. Why are fans paying any money? If the goal's not to win, if the goal's to suck until we get a new stadium in 4 years, that a lot of those same fans aren't going to be able to afford to go to,
or be here to see.
Right? Then what's the point? Why go to games? Why spend any money? Why watch the team play? Why buy any merchandise?
Why
All these guys are going to be gone by the time this team's allegedly good. And by the way, why did you trade for Kenny Pickett and draft 2 quarterbacks if none of them have any hope of being the answer?
That's crazy. And not even interested in looking at him. Not even whatever.
Yeah,
whatever. Like that's crazy to me. That just goes to show you when people say, "Well, those guys obviously know more than all of us." No, they don't.
And I get it. Like the Browns, even if they, the team is going to try to win. The coach is going to try to win, and they're probably not going to win a lot of games. So I understand the reality of the situation is, but to have like this faith that they're okay. Well, next year they'll get it right. And then it'll be next year they'll get it right. How many times do you got to think they're going to get it right? They get it wrong every time.
They got it wrong this year in the draft. The guys don't. Okay, the two guys you highly. My call is on the pub list. Quinshawn Judkins is not signed.
Yeah.
You got two quarterbacks, but it looks like you're trying everything in the world not to play them. So what do you guys do?
You haven't drafted the right quarterback once. Even Baker, who's been good now, you still should have taken Lamar or Josh Allen because they're both better.
At best, he's the third in the class. Yeah.
No, there's no at best. He's 100% third.
I mean,
in the
these
class.
MVPs.
Yeah, he's third in the class. Right.
This is wild. Hey, look, hey, holler at me in November. It's easy to say that right now when but when them losses pile up. And them folks, and by the way, there's a whole influx of new people here that don't really care about the Browns.
Yeah. And Jimmy don't care. Jimmy just cares about making money, folks. That's all he cares about. He wants to keep Connie. That's what billionaires do. The billionaires have convinced the rest of us to fight against each other. And the billionaires sit and laugh at us while we all fight with each other. Yeah. But that's what we're going to continue to do.
Right,
that's what the ruling class has for us.
Bunch of super chats to wrap up today's show. Then anytime left, Bo, I want to hear your Happy Gilmore review. We got an overtime topic that'll be fun. First super chat comes from Kirk Davis, who says, "Bull, calm down and whoa, whatever that means."
Okay.
I thought you had breaking news.
Must be talking about
I think it was from the Guardians rant. Yeah. Kirk also says, I saw on Twitter that NFL building of 345 Park Ave was attacked and one of the employees was injured on Monday. Prayers for a speedy recovery. That was a crazy situation if you guys read some of the details. Apparently the shooter took a wrong elevator. Could have been way worse. So,
but yes, let's worry about other things while there's mass shootings every day that get ignored because there's so many of them. Go ahead.
Akira Sunbio said, Bull, I took my girlfriend to Pizza Delorio on Saturday. She loved it. Thanks for the recommendation.
I would never steer you wrong. Best pizza in Northeast Ohio now.
He make me want to try.
I got you. Make me want to get up and go.
Let's go. Let's all go.
I got to go to practice. It starts at 2.
Excuses.
Yeah, I'll be there with you, Tyvis. Michael Rivich says, you can bet on every single pitch live in the games now. Tyvis, as a resident gambler, did you know that?
I didn't.
Because G was...
I thought it was just first pitches.
Tyvis said you can only throw... Yeah, apparently you can bet on every pitch.
That's crazy.
My wife has locked my FanDuel accounts. It's been locked for 2 years.
Whoa.
I hit a parlay the other day. WNBA.
Do you guys share that money? You guys share that with your girl?
She don't know about it.
She does now.
Vernell Jackson.
What up, Vernell?
Vernell Jackson says, have you guys seen the Ravens' first 6 games? We are not the only team with a tough first 6. The Ravens could be 2-4 to start the year.
Is that serious?
The Ravens roster
is he being serious?
Pretty
good. But they have...
It is a tough start to the schedule.
They have Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers and 3 tight ends.
Did D-Hop go there?
He might.
Yeah.
D-Hop went there, huh?
Is that really?
Jair Alexander.
Are we serious here?
All-Pro Marlowe.
The Ravens win double-digit games every
Hamilton,
year.
Them
Cal
safeties.
Van Noy.
They got
Malachi Starks.
Didn't they get that other safety?
Malachi Starks.
Oh, bro.
Georgia.
They out there running two twins.
This is the first 6. Just to give you guys context.
You could name whatever you want. They have Lamar Jackson.
I'm not saying that, Green Ball. I just want to read you their first 6 games. They start the season at Buffalo.
Tough one.
Home versus Cleveland.
Easy.
Home versus Detroit.
Tough.
No, they're going to win that.
At Kansas City.
Tough.
Home versus Houston.
They're solid.
Home versus the Rams.
They probably win that.
They got 3 very tough games and then 2 solid opponents in the Browns.
But guess what? Bull always says this. Give him credit for this. Once you get a franchise quarterback, you don't count wins and losses. You just look at the schedule and say, what's this toss-up one?
Even with the Bengals' crappy defense, I usually expect them. I never go into a game with Joe Burrow thinking, oh, we're going to lose.
That's-
I know they will lose sometimes, but I never think they're going to lose. And if you're a Ravens fan,
Same
you don't ever think they're going to lose.
Damn,
you know
bro.
they will sometimes.
I have never felt that way. Ever.
Crazy.
Ever. I've never felt that.
Crazy.
Kirk Davis says, is baseball really going to have a holdout bowl?
Yes.
He ain't the only one that been saying
It's
that.
a lockout, not a holdout. It's different. A lockout is when the owners shut up, refuse to let the players play, as opposed to a strike or a holdout, which is the players determining they're not going to participate.
This next
So
one.
yes, everybody inside baseball thinks it's going to happen.
So yes, good chance. Will Plavin says, I noticed on practice footage a bunch of different stickers on helmets for the Browns. Do you guys have any idea what those different stickers are?
Anybody know?
Well,
You notice it?
there's stickers for people who call the plays on defense. There's stickers for people who have helmets with communication devices in them.
Right.
There are stickers for different people to signify. Well, they wear those halo things now.
Yeah,
too.
but I wonder if he's saying it's like different, like kind of like the Buckeyes, the way they do it.
I'll look today when I'm out there.
Yeah.
Doubt it.
I don't. We're going through practice footage right now.
You didn't
so
notice
you can just
anything?
play this real quick.
All right, well,
guys-
G, Tyvis, you and Earl will all be out there, so take a look for this stuff.
Do
Yeah, I don't
guys
notice
see
it.
any different stickers?
Nah, I see a
How
lot.
old? When's this practice footage from?
This was from Saturday.
Yeah, I don't see any of it.
It was
but
crazy
I don't
hot
know.
out there, bro. Hey, bro, I don't know what they got a whole something.
Yesterday was one of the hottest days I can ever remember, by the way.
I mean, it's crazy.
It was horrible out. But again, I'll take it over to the winter.
For sure.
No
Guys,
matter
one
how hot
more.
it is. Yeah, go ahead.
In reference to our conversation about over-analyzing every pass, etc., D. Bell says, not seeing practices firsthand would make us depend on the likes of Mary Kay and Robert Parker. We would be believing that Picker was good and Sanders is trash. Thank goodness for live.
Silly comment.
So here's the thing. I do think nowadays more people, they want access. They want live.
That's
they want,
fine.
They want all the access.
But again, that guy is doing the same thing I'm saying people are doing. He thinks watching practice, some practice reps on videos, makes him an expert on how good these quarterbacks are. And he's not. But whatever. Go ahead.
John A.J.H. Bill Productions, LLC, says, this is when coach speak goes wrong. Bull, Kevin said the quarterbacks would be evaluated on everything. We are not in the classroom. Passes are what we can measure.
Exactly. Oh. Okay, so
he was like, okay.
He was with it, and
I thought he was saying, yeah, we're not seeing most of what they're being evaluated on.
Well, here's
But what I'm saying is Kevin Stefanski is not analyzing the quarterbacks based on their practice completion percentage.
no overall, but also, I thought Louis Riddick said something. He's like, yo, I used to be in the front office. He was like, there are people who are going to be hard pressed that would like a 5th round pick to play over a 3rd round pick, because what happens is you have to answer to why is the 3rd round pick not playing and what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like, so there are different pecking orders. Like if somebody is a 3rd round pick and Tyvis is playing better than him as an undrafted free agent, Tyvis better be cooking, or that dude might want to get hurt because they have guaranteed money involved, right? Like it's just
That's right. Yeah.
way to go.
We have our last one. Shalom says, Bull, you said you didn't believe in an afterlife, but I want to tell you the truth because I care about you. We're all sinners, but God sent Jesus to save you. If you give God your whole heart, you will receive free eternal life. There you go. It's all our super chats for today. Happy Gilmore 2 review, Bull. Liked it,
did you
hated
guys see it?
loved it.
No, I haven't seen it.
Did you guys see the first one?
Yes.
So I saw some people. Some
kind of
people said it was
question is
terrible.
that?
What?
What kind of question is that? Have we seen the first one?
I don't know. You never know who's seen
You
what.
you had to ask us, you know what I'm saying? But Tyvis from like Columbus though, like he's like
First of all, no, I'm not.
Shane Bieber has hit a batter and gave up a home run on the next pitch.
Okay, good.
So you gonna
Bull
stay?
shaking his boots.
I don't know.
so he's not. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I thought it was very fun. My son and I watched it. We enjoyed it. It was fun. Obviously, a lot of Adam Sandler movies are stupid, but that's what you should understand. Like sometimes Adam Sandler will do something like that movie Hustle. That was a really good movie.
like he really acts.
Or he'll do something serious like the jewelry movie. I forgot what that was called. Precious Gems,
Hidden
Uncut
Gem.
Gems.
Oh, Uncut
Or when he
Gems.
did Spanglish or some of these other things. And he's a good actor when he does the Adam Sandler movies that we think of. They're mostly stupid and silly, and most of them are funny if you're a fan.
Yeah.
Some of them have gotten a little dumb in recent years, but most of them are funny. I was entertained by it. I get it. It's not like great cinema. But if you went into this movie expecting anything but what it was, that's on you.
See,
So it was funny. I enjoyed it.
that's so crazy because, you know, you go looking at Adam Sandler, and for the black community, that's what we get from Eddie Murphy. And we didn't sign up for that.
What do you mean? Like his movies have gotten bad?
Oh, his movies
They're
are
terrible now.
They're horrible. They're the worst. Like Eddie
Yeah,
Murphy
Bull said he got the worst fall off he's ever
I've ever
Worst fall
seen.
off ever.
Ever.
Let's talk more about that and some other movies that I saw this weekend.
Ever.
I also
On
have an
overtime.
actual overtime topic because the 2026 Hall of Fame candidates for the NFL are out, and I want to
Ooh.
see what you think.
You don't want to say that till tomorrow?
Why you always saving all the good ones? They be waiting till I be
It
gone.
came out like last week. It's not like right now.
Okay, so can't we just do it tomorrow?
No, we're doing overtime. We talk movies and that in overtime. We'll see you in
All right, we'll see you then.
Peace.
Yeah, what's the name? Eddie Murphy got so bad.